All right, so this video starts pretty much right where the last video ends. So it's July 24th, working on this dart. So let's go over what I just got done. I pretty much spent all day going to parts stores, getting parts, doing dumb stuff. So being a pain in my ass. So I was trying to get all the pulleys for this. This one's actually off of my green truck because I couldn't find one that lines up. This alternator that we already had, so I put it on. So this belt lines up pretty good. I did have to put a time cert in on this alternator because it was stripped. This was a whole fiasco. So getting a belt for that, I'd go parts store, find the right belt, get this power steering pump on. I really don't think it's meant to be on one of these, so I went kind of short on the belt just so it doesn't hit in the back here. So we got good room there. So it's looking pretty good. I got all the hoses up for the power steering hooked up. Up in here, this whole thing, that was a mess. I had to change that out to make this work because it was the wrong size. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. I've done pretty good so far. I checked the ignition works. I got this made. Fuel line coming up, get the fuel filter on it, get everything hooked up. I'm pretty close to firing the truck, or the car, not truck, the car up now. So I got to put coolant in it. I'm going to pressure test it just to make sure there's no leaks. And then I already checked the ignition system. I'll probably prime the oil pump on it and then try and get some fuel in it. And then go from there. I guess I don't think we got any gas here. I might have some, but yeah, probably have it fired up today if I can. Just want to give a huge shout out to my dad for totally sticking it in my ass for doing this and leaving for 4 days, a week from the event. It was real nice of him. Thanks, Dad, dick. But anyways, so we're going through. I got coolant in it. Did a coolant pressure test, made sure it wasn't leaking, so it looks good. We got coolant in there. I'm trying to think. I got all the pulleys ready. I've been going through, getting ready to prime the oil system on this. Got the distributor out of it. Got it timed right where I need to, so that way it's pretty much got 40, or not 40, but like 36 degrees of timing. I need to set the fuel system up, get some fuel running this bad bird, and then, yeah, once I get the fuel pump in it, fill the carburetor with some gas, I think we're ready to start breaking the cam in on this, see how it goes. So hopefully no flat cam. I really hope that would be really nice, because if the cam goes flat on this, kiss it goodbye. Never again. Last one ever. Goodbye. Just kidding. Anyways, all right, I'm going to use the tool we got, prime this oil system up. I got a master gauge on it just so I can see how much oil pressure this thing's got. So, here goes nothing. All right, I think we're all ready. Got coolant in there. Everything's set up. Got fuel in it. Timing's up. Got spark on it. So I think we're pretty much ready to go. I think this thing's ready to fire up. So we're going to break this cam in here just now. So hopefully everything goes good. I guess we'll see how this thing fires up. I got to find my timing light, though, which I don't know where it is. Thanks, Dad. Dick. Still resentful for that. All right, you ready to crank it?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, go ahead. Crank it. Hold on. I didn't plug the distributor in. I do that every time, dude. That's what I did on my truck, too. Like, I put the distributor in and forgot to plug it in. I guarantee it fired right goes now. All right, hit it. It's just a belt. Did you turn the steering wheel?
No. I didn't touch nothing.
Okay.
I just heard a bad noise, so I turned it off.
Always a good call. Yeah, fire it back up. Let's see what it's doing. Oh yeah, there we go. Give her a couple pats on the gas. All right. Oh yeah, I got her running. Let's go. Woo! All right, get the cam broke in. Got pretty good sounding idle, really. All right, guys, we got our cam broke in, which is awesome. That's good news. Runs really good. Doesn't have a super choppy idle. Actually, it's 112 lobe step on it, so it's really not too crazy. Man, I think this thing would be perfect. So, pretty happy about that. Runs pretty good at an idle. Sounds pretty good. Nothing too crazy. Makes a little bit of noise, but yeah, happy about that. So that's a huge milestone we got past there, man. I'm happy about that. I think I'm definitely gonna have to get a new alternator belt. This one's a little too loose, and I'm pretty sure it blew the exhaust gasket on this guy. I just ended up letting it run because, you know, whatever. At this point, I'd rather just let the cam get broke in and go from there. But man, that's awesome. Super excited. So we still got a lot of work to do, but I'll tell you what, that's a huge milestone further. So we got to get the tank hooked up and get this thing going again. But man, I'm excited. So even though my dad me, there might be a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. So man, I'm ecstatic. So this is awesome. I'm gonna leave this fan on here. This thing's probably hot. I have no clue what kind of oil pressure it was making. I probably ought to double check that, but I don't know how hot it was, but I got the timing set right, so I think it's probably good. Pouring one out for the homies. Let's go. All right, we got a dart that runs. Let's fucking go, dude. I'm pumped. I'm pumped, dude. Hell yeah. All right, well, that's a huge milestone, man. It could use, I think, like a limiter plate for the distributor. It's got like 10 degrees of timing in it at initial, and I kind of like to have a little bit more than that. It kind of seems like it could use a little bit more timing initially. These old 360s with these, the big open chamber heads and like the flat top pistons that are way the hell down the bore, like they seem like they like a lot of timing. So, but man, I'm pumped. So we're doing good, brother. We might just make it. The shop manager says, "Good job, Jimmy, for breaking that cam in successfully on that dart, even though your dad is a freaking dick and bailed on you last minute for 4 days, even though there's only a week left to go to the Mopar Nationals." But no, of course, no, he's got to abandon you in your time of need. Why would he do that? Ricky says, why? Why would you do that, Mark?
Why? 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 Why?
What a dick. I hope he watches this and feels like an So it's now Saturday the 25th. You got 6 days to go. This car's got a pre-bent line kit, so I got to run all these down. There's a junction box or block down there for the brake lines. I got to hook the rear brakes up. or the lines up. I got drums over here for this, so we're running the drum brakes for now. Probably gonna swap the discs eventually. Let me see. Just ran to our friend Craig's house. Got a new pulley for this because this one's actually off of my truck, so I stole it. Trying to think of what else. So shout out to Darren. Darren helped me out. My old neighbor when I was growing up, he came over here to help me out with this since my dad freaking bailed. So shout out to Darren. Thanks for the help, man. I appreciate it. So we got some stuff done. Got a lot of the lines ran. So I think he's going to come back over and help me tomorrow for some more of this. So we're getting her done, but slowly but surely. It takes a lot of work. So what's the obvious thing to do to your car when, you know, it doesn't move, may just run? Install the exhaust tips. Hell yeah, brother. So it's now officially the end of Saturday, rolling into Sunday morning, I guess. But so let me go over what we got done. Unfortunately, I've been so busy trying to work on this, I really haven't had time to film stuff on it. So I'm only kind of going over it after we're done because it's time crunch. Kind of, yeah, I just ain't got the time to do it really. So let me go over what we got done today. So we went ahead, got the front drums installed, repacked the wheel bearings. This side already had a new wheel cylinder. This side didn't, and none of this was here, so I changed all this whole assembly because it just had the old one on it. See, what else do we got? Me and Darren ran the proportioning valve or distribution block here. Got it all put in. Let's see. My friend Andrew came over and he hooked up the whole kickdown linkage, which is really cool because I've never had a car with one. So he came over with his infinite wisdom and helped do that. I really appreciate you, Andrew, for doing that for me, man. That saved me a lot of headaches. So he figured that out. Pretty good deal. Got the rear brake hose installed, bled all the brakes, so the brakes do work. The rears aren't working that well. It's got a disc brake master on it, so I think maybe that's what's going on. It's getting fluid to it, but it's not really like pushing them out, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. I got some exhaust tips that I just welded onto this that look fantastic. I'll have to get a video of them down when it's lower down, but man, did they look really good on this. Really completes the look. It looks so haggard with the two pipes coming out, and it just looked kind of just janky. We'll go up top and take a little more look at what we got going on. Okay, now I'm back up top. So me and Darren ran the lines down, got them all done. Not the greatest looking, but you know what, it works, so I'm not too concerned with that. I do have a little bit of a coolant leak here. I'm not entirely sure what from. I think partially this hose, but I also think the thermostat housing is leaking because it's getting some up here. I did have a little bit of a fuel leak, get that figured out. Let's see. Got a new pulley from our friend Craig. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. He had one of these sitting around. This is actually a truck pulley. All these are truck accessories, so I think I might have gone over that to make this all work, but yeah, I had to have a shorter belt and everything. I had some belt squeak going on here. I did buy a new belt, and I bought a pickup truck one, which I figured would work, but I'm not entirely sure what's a little different on this. If maybe this bracket's not, well, I don't think it would be. Maybe it's in this. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it has a longer swing out or something on a normal pickup truck or something, but the belt I was using didn't work, so I threw this one on there just as a temporary one that we had laying around. It definitely needs replaced because it's old. But yeah, so far so good. We got the tank hooked back up and filled with gas, and it's drawing through the tank. So yeah, I mean, Darren helped me out quite a bit today. Andrew helped me a ton, so I really appreciate both of you guys. You definitely don't suck near as bad as Nate or my dad at the moment, actually. So one other thing, my dad apparently I don't think he tightened the headers down that tight. I don't know, man. It's got in his brain or whatever. I don't know. Anywho, so that wasn't, they were both leaking, so I tightened them up everywhere. These back here actually have coarse thread instead of fine thread like they normally do, which is bizarre, but He put fine thread nuts on it because he wasn't paying attention, so it stripped the one out, so I had to replace it. But it blew the header gasket in between here. So I do have a spare one just for, you know, such a situation, because I have replaced one on my truck before. But yeah, so far so good on all that. If we get the shift linkage put in tomorrow, I think we might be able to go drive this thing. Not sure how well the brakes are going to work, but the rears really aren't going to do much, and drums being what they are, probably garbage. Anyways, I got to wire up the overdrive and the lockup switches for the overdrive transmission. So those are going to be in there. I'm leaving this oil pressure gauge on it for now, just to be able to see what kind of oil pressure it's got. I got my switch there, so I'm gonna have to put that somewhere on the dash to run the overdrive, and I got to find the harness because I don't know where it went. But there's a 3-pin harness on these, so the middle runs to 12-volt ignition. The other 2 toggle off of ground for your overdrive and your lockup. They're pretty easy to do, but you'll have to just manually actuate them. There is a way to run off the governor pressure to automatically make the overdrive work on these, and it's like, I ain't got time to do that. I got to, you know, I'm in a hurry. So I freaking bought the kit to mount this into the radiator, and they screwed it up and haven't shipped it yet, which sucks because I paid for extra shipping, which is kind of but yes, I think maybe go through, get caps tomorrow for this. Let me see, I got a list. So I'm going to replace the passenger side header gasket. It needs a heavier throttle return spring because it doesn't want to sit back down to idle. Fix the coolant leak on the intake. Lengthen the kickdown linkage because we had the piece here, this guy. So my buddy Andrew was telling me that this is off of a 2-barrel car, so they're a little bit shorter, like 2 or 3 inches shorter. And he said that you can buy like a threaded piece of rod and a piece to go there to lengthen it out. So I'll probably see if I can find that tomorrow, maybe, because that would be really cool to hook that all up. I would love to feel how this transmission shifts, but had it up on the lift earlier and put it in reverse and drive just to make sure it went both ways, and it did move, so I didn't completely screw it up. Let's see. Yep, I got that. Mount the trans cooler, still got that. It needs front left shock and rear shock. I have to go get toggle switches. And one thing, our headers are basically laying on this drag link down here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right up against it and rubbing. So I think what I may try to do is see if I can find some shims just to set underneath of the motor mounts, just to kind of raise this up a little, just to get a little bit more room out of it. But yeah, man, I'm super excited to maybe go take this thing for a drive tomorrow after me and Darren start working on this thing again. He's coming back over tomorrow because, you know, somebody's got to help me if my dad won't. Exhaust looks killer. I'm really happy with how it turned out. They're just tucked down there real nice, and they have a nice look to them. I just like a good slash cut 45 tip, man. No rolled edge, no nothing. Got that nice sharp edge to it. Man, they look good. So, and the thing, this car sounds really good too. That cam is just lumpy enough. It ain't too crazy. 228 at 50 and 112 lobe sep. So it's not as crazy as the Whiplash cam by far. The Whiplash was like 107 lobe sep, and they're nutty sounding. Which, I mean, they do sound cool. This cam does have a little bit more intake duration, but a little less on the exhaust. The shop manager says pick up your grinder handle, apparently. Okay, well, I'm back at it again. It's Sunday. Gotta figure out how to get the kickdown linkage to work. So the kickdown linkage I got is for a 2-barrel. So I needed like a, I don't know, threaded rod connector, and I don't know. I couldn't find one anywhere for fine thread, so I had to buy this thing. And I'm just going to cut the ears off of it, and then I'm going to use this bolt as an extender, make it a little bit longer, and then I should be good to put it on. Okay, after a little bit of springing and bending and all kinds of other little stuff, I got the kickdown linkage fully on, so I guess I'm going to move on down to the shift linkage. If I got both of those, that means I can actually drive the car, so that'll be sweet. So I've been cranking through my list here. I got the passenger header gasket replaced, put a little RTV around it just to make sure it doesn't leak. I went and got some more throttle return springs, so that should be good. I got the kick down linkage all set up. I got stuff for that. I fixed the coolant leak on the intake because it was leaking out of the thermostat housing, and there was a rubber hose going to the 2 ports, so I just got new caps for them and put them over it. Let's see. Install shocks. I did do one on the driver's side front. We don't have the rear ones. Mount the transmission cooler. I did finally go get a transmission cooler mounting kit, so it's all put in now. So it's completely secured. Let's see, what else we got? So I still got to install the kick down linkage, or not kick down linkage, but the shift linkage, which is all right here, which I'll have to figure out how all that mounts. I think I got to drill a hole in the frame rail for this one to fit because somebody welded it up. Shim the engine up for header clearance. So we were having issues with the headers hitting the steering. And what I ended up finding out, I was looking and the motor mounts are like minuscule on this. So I believe this is the correct motor mount. I don't know what these are for exactly. They're like half the thickness. So I think if I had this on there, I think we'll be fine. So I got the motor mount pulled out now. Doing the easy side first, which is probably a mistake because that other side I think is going to suck. But I'll get there. If this car didn't have power steering on it, it'd be a lot easier. But the problem is you got to pull the bolt out of the water pump to do that. And I don't feel like draining the coolant out of it again. So that would suck. But I'm getting there. So we're going to change these motor mounts. Then I'm going to get the shift linkage hooked up, and we can probably try and get this thing to move. So that'll be really awesome. So waiting on Darren to come help me whenever he's going to be here. But anywho, I'm going to get back to this, and then I'll give you an update when I'm done. Kind of shocked. That really wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be way worse because, I mean, look at it. I mean, it's buried down in there. What I ended up doing, so I moved the engine hoist over a little bit and chained it up on the driver's side to bring it up over here. I unbolted the power steering pump just down there on this bolt, and just so I could move the pump around to get it out of the way. And then my AN lines I had to dump out of here so I can put them back up. But yeah, so move them 2 things around, get it jacked up a little bit, and it really used a pry bar to get the engine mount in and out, and it really wasn't that bad. So I'm gonna put it all back down. Hopefully the steering doesn't hit the headers or the oil pan anymore. That would be cool, and then I can move on to putting the shift linkage in it. I'm over here with Darren, and we're dicking with this shift linkage. Just not going well because somebody patched the frame rail and covered up all the bolt holes for everything, and we have none of the rods that fit, but we're making the best of it. At least he's got a blue Super Bee that's pretty cool parked outside. So thanks for the help.
No problem.
Back on camera again. You were here, you helped us go pick up the dart.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get pizza because we're fat and like pizza. So
Absolutely.
yes. 1 pizza later, and also 1 blue Super Bee. Nice little cruise for the day.
Right on.
Hopefully cruising a dart later. And also my dad sucks. After a lot of time and effort, we got the wheels on it. Got the shift linkage all mounted up and ready to go. The kick down linkage. Darren helped me out a ton, so thanks, Darren. And now it's time for the maiden pull out. Here it goes. Uh-oh. Nothing. Huh. All right, well, we had to jump the starter because something's going on, but time to pull it out for the first time ever. There it goes. All right, well, we got reverse at least. This thing runs and moves now. Hell yeah. was a long freaking week of work. Yeah, it kind of does. So far, seems pretty good. I shifted into second rolling through here.
You got brake lights, but no tail lights.
Okay. We just made our maiden yard run. What did I say? The maiden pull out?
Yeah, maiden pull out.
Violet was here for moral support. Nice. Thanks for the help. Ricky says thanks. Somebody had to fill in because somebody took an unapproved vacation. Ricky. We did good. That was a lot of work over the weekend, but now it runs and drives. Yeah. There we go. Shout out to Barb. Barb was in a video.
Yeah.
Barb made it to the YouTube channel before you did.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
And Ricky.
And Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky didn't approve that vacation.
He said no.
Yeah.
He said, "You're taking 4 days off. You're fired.
Yeah.
Find a new place to work at."
Hired me instead.
Right. You're the new receptionist.
I'll take it.
All right. Well, thanks for the help, dog.
Dog.
Take it. Violet got a video of me, so shout out to Violet. Shout out to Darren for Darren helped a lot, and my friend Andrew.
Yep.
Andrew helped, and Ricky.
And Ricky.
He was over there doing that with his neck all kicked sideways.
Yeah, what the hell?
He's like, my neck is broken. Luckily, my neck broke my fall. Well, I got a little more things to do tonight, so I'm going to work on that. But it runs and drives. Yeah. So Violet's going to leave, and I guess I'm on my own. But thanks to everybody that helped out with the project. It's been much needed because somebody bailed. So it wasn't you. You're fine. So we're getting there. We're going to make it to the Mopar Nationals. Hell or high water. Okay, well, now that everybody's gone, I'm wiring up the switches for the overdrive and the lockup. And got it ran through the firewall. Luckily enough, we had an extra old trailer harness. That's actually what this is. But hey, it's going to work. So I get the brown wire for the 12-volt ignition. And then the outer two are going to be the grounds that are toggled. So I got to figure out a spot to put these. I thought about putting a switch panel here, but I just think it would look so much cleaner if they were just in the dash. So I think I might just try and drill holes in the dash and mount them. So I guess my whole idea with having the two switches here is if they're kind of just sitting there with no panel, like it'll just be two switches hanging out. And, you know, this transmission's hooked up to the factory column shift. So it'll just basically look stealthy. Like nobody will have any clue that this has an overdrive transmission in it, which I think would be kind of cool. It's just, you know, got modern technology, but it's tucked away. So I think that's pretty sweet, actually. So just in case any of you guys are curious how I normally wire these. So these two wires are the ground triggers that go to the harness in the transmission. So there's a 3-plug harness. So the center pin is a 12-volt ignition, and the other two toggle off of ground. Well, these are the toggles off of ground. So on the input side of these switches, I have one jumper to the other, and then this one here I will put to a body ground. So then you can just turn these on and off to have your overdrive and your lockup come on. And then on the other side, I have a 12-volt ignition source that's plugged into that. And that's pretty much it. So when you are driving and it hits third gear, you flip one of these and the overdrive will kick in, or you can flip it into lock up in third or in fourth. So you can manually do it all through this. And it still retains the factory column shift, which is pretty cool, I think. So it is now Monday, July 27th. Car runs and drives. So really cool. Definitely needs a lot of shakedown time. I mean, we're definitely gonna have to shake it down this week if we're gonna drive it down there. It needs work, but it's got potential. It's getting there. So yeah, man, I am just freaking wasted from I just spent a week just absolutely killing myself trying to get this car done. So I am absolutely whooped, but we're going to try and finish it up. It needs a front sheet metal put on it and kind of just some shakedown time driving it, figuring out, get the shift linkage right and do some other stuff. But I think we're going to make it. So I think there's a pretty good chance we're going to make it. So we got like 4 days left. So that's, it's coming down to the wire on this one. So we're just going to have to crank it out at night and try and get it rolling, and you just figure out the little odds and ends. So that was a lot of work, but I think we're going to make it. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Give me a like and comment and share. Yeah, definitely give me a like. I've done a lot of work to try and get this here. So hopefully if you're going to Mopar Nationals, keep an eye out for this thing. I'm sure it'll be there. Yep, here it is. Pulled out on its own. All right, we'll get this thing shook down. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, share, do everything. Let me know what you think. So hopefully you'll see us next week at the Mopar Nationals. I think that's the end of this video, man.